started, whatever the math is describing, the beginning is when he started describing that thing. That's its beginning.
So 1 plus 1 is equal to 2 began when we started adding.
No, he said when there was something to count.
When there was something to count.
Yeah.
Logic began when there was something to be logical.
Yeah.
Okay.
So without any existence, there's nothing that was, it's possible for to have been a reality where 1 plus 1 will be more than something different than 1. That's our reality, is that 1 plus 1 has to be 1. So it's begun with our reality.
Yes. So what you are simply saying is that irrationality is a genuine option. Do you agree?
How can irrationality be a genuine option?
Are you saying it's not a genuine option?
No, it's not. Irrationality by definition is something that doesn't exist.
So if it is not a genuine option, that makes rationality a default. Do you agree?
No. So the fact that something can't exist does not mean that what exists is a default.
Prove it.
How can you prove a logical concept? So I'm saying that the logic that governs our world today was created to be so, and it can't be otherwise.
You see,
it does not mean that not being, not existence is the default of that. Is the opposite of that. No.
Striving. Just let me help you understand. Mm-hmm. If you say irrationality is not a genuine option, then by default it makes rationality the only genuine option. It's a dichotomy here. These are dichotomous terms. It's like saying existence and non-existence. If non-existence is an impossible state, because for non-existence to be, it must possess existence, and that's a contradiction. Do you agree? So by default, that makes existence it's a default.
Yeah, but that's what the question you're asking. So we're not asking about whether existence is the default.
It's the same logic which I'm using with rationality and irrationality here. It's the same logic I'm using. So if you agree that irrationality is not a genuine option, that makes rationality a genuine option by default. And rationality goes with logic. It goes with mathematical truth.
Again, so understand, the first step is to say what exists and what doesn't exist. These are the two dichotomies, right? We agree on that. Now, when it comes to what exists, how it can exist is not one. The fact that the things that exist the way we know it today doesn't mean that this is the only way they could have existed. I'm telling you, the way they exist today and the logic that governs it is a choice by the creator.
You see, the thing is, because you subscribe to a creator, so you are introducing what's it called, modal logic, right, or modal alternatives into this. That is what you are doing. You are saying these things could have been otherwise. How do you know for a fact that they could have been otherwise? It requires demonstration, genuine demonstration, not just by saying why is it like this? It could have been that way. Not just by saying that. You are just appealing to modal logic without demonstrating how it is possible.
But it is a deductive conclusion, because the first step is to acknowledge whether or not things can come into existence without a creator.
Okay.
Once we have established that things must have a creator, then it follows that the creator that has the power to bring everything into existence has the power. Are you there?
Yeah, sorry, bro. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. So it starts with acknowledging whether or not things need a creator in order to exist. Once we acknowledge that they do need a creator and they cannot come into existence without a creator, and once this creator have the power to bring them into existence, it follows that it also has the power to bring them into existence in a different way. So this conclusion starts with this analysis that says that things need a creator to come to existence. We don't have any reason to believe otherwise. Once you have that, then it logically follows that the creator that has the ability to do this can do it in a different way, not the way he has done it in this instance.
Yeah, so the thing is, you are, what is it called? You are making an assumption based on another assumption. The assumption you are making, wait. The assumption you are making is that things were created from ex nihilo into existence, on top of the assumption that these things are contingent. You get the whole point, like they could have been otherwise. You are making two assumptions here, and I'm asking you to demonstrate, first of all, how these things could have genuinely been different. Like, for example, 1 + 1 is equal to 2. How could this have genuinely be different? You must explain that to me. If you are able to show me that this thing could have, or this mathematical truth could have genuinely been different, then I would accept your modal logic. But then if you are unable to demonstrate that, then it is a brute fact. There is no explanation beyond this. You get the whole point?
Okay, just give me 1 second, please.
Okay.
All right. These are bottles, right?
Yeah.
Now, do you agree that assigning this the value 1 was done by a mind?
Yeah.
Do you agree that we could also have decided that this is 1, instead of this being 2, this is now 1, such that this is 1 and this is 1. So you have 1 and 1. Do you agree that this is also a possibility?
Yes, I agree to that. And ask me
Which
why.
means that this being 1 is not its nature. It is something that was assigned by a mind.
Don't yet conclude. No, you shouldn't yet conclude. Ask me why I agree.
I'm saying,
ask me why I agree to that.
Before we do that, I'm asking you, was it possible for this 1 to not have been 1? This could have been 0.5, right? Depending on what that initial mind decided.
Ask me why I am agreeing to that.
So why are you agreeing to this?
The reason is I am reading my meaning into what you've put before me, right? I can assign a different value to the 2 bottles you've put there. I can assign a value to the 2 bottles and call it 1. I can also assign a different value to the other 2 bottles and call it a different thing. And I'll have my explanation for that. But that doesn't otherwise mathematical truth. It doesn't.
I'm saying the fact that this is 1, is it something that it was assigned, or it is something that we could not have changed?
Okay, so if you are talking in terms of mathematical truth, we cannot change that. It is 1.
Okay. So are you telling me that if I now create my own empire and decide that whatever you come, this is no longer 1, this and this have to be 1? You can't tell me I can't do that?
Okay, so the only thing you are doing here is you are changing the term used to describe something, but you are not changing the value. That is all.
So again,
it's
the
like
1
you now
is a
calling,
term. So remember, 1 is like a term used to describe something, right?
Yeah, so
1 is a term
it's like
used
you
to
now
describe
calling.
something.
Yeah, go on. I'm listening.
Yeah, I'm saying 1 is a term used to describe something. It was given a value and defined by a mind. It's not that we just came around and we saw 1 sitting somewhere and said, excuse me, what is your name? He said, my name is 1. No. We assigned the value and we gave it a name. It's a mind doing all that. It's not that this is just free following. It's even time. 24 hours was assigned. It wasn't that, you know that there are instances where a full day is not 24 hours, right?
Okay, so striving, are you saying that the terms we use to describe the things, we are the ones who brought it about, or this, I'm talking about the mathematical truth. Are you saying the terms we use to describe this mathematical truth, we are the ones who originate them, or you are saying that we are the ones who originate mathematical truth? Which one are you saying?
The values and the terms we have assigned, it is us describing the nature of what we are observing. And
exactly what I've been saying all along. I said we only have descriptive laws, not prescriptive. You're still proving my point.
Let me finish. I'm saying what we're using to describe it could have been different. So the fact that you calling something 1 plus 1 today is based on what the decision has been made for things that are singular to be called 1. We could have easily changed that decision, which will make the 1 plus 1 not to be equal to 2 anymore.
Striving. This shouldn't be a linguistic problem. We are not talking about languages here. We are talking about, if it's just about language, then I mean, you shouldn't. You should be having problem with other languages, like white people. Because me, I can call, one something else in a different language. It shouldn't be about the terms we use to describe them. It is about the truths that we are describing. I'm talking about the mathematical truths, not the words we are using to describe them.
Yeah.
So forget about the words we are. Wait. Forget about the words we are using to describe these mathematical truths. Let's talk about the mathematical truths themselves.
Yeah.
Right?
So I'm telling you, the reason I'm using language, right?
Wait. No. Forget about the linguistics. Forget about the language. We are not doing linguistics here.
Just hold on first. Let me explain to you my concepts. Just hold on.
I get what you are saying, but then I'm just trying to clarify.
No. If you get it, then there will no need for a conversation, right? Let me make a point. The reason I'm using language is because that is the only way for you to go take your mind back to where everything started. If you picture the way things started, it is me creating this. For example, now, let me do it in a different way. Now, the fact that this is one bottle is dependent on the person that designed the bottle to call it one, right? Are you there? The fact that this is
the term used to call the term, as in the name you are giving to it.
Yeah, the fact that this is now one bottle. If, for example, I put this.
Are you referring to the name you called it?
No. I'm talking about the value for this one now. The value for this bottle.
In mathematics.
Yeah, in mathematics, the fact that this is one is because I designated and I gave this
No.
I'm the one that defined this as one.
No, you are not the one.
The man that made this bottle. Okay. Assuming that this bottle is like this inside. It has 2 parts. Then I can split into 2.
Striving, can we move on from this?
Yeah, I want you to understand this first.
Because
I'm coming. I want you to understand this point.
It's not
first.
working. I get what you are trying to.
Hold on, just hold on. One last point, please. One last point. Let me put this bottle like this.
Striving. Let's just move on.
I know, just one point, then we can move on. Assuming this bottle was made like this. This is the full bottle that came out from the manufacturer's house. Now this will become one, right? This is one. Do you agree? The pro, do you agree that this is one?
That's what you are trying to prove.
Just follow me first. Do you agree that this is one?
Are they fused together? If they are fused together.
Yes, I'm saying they are fused together. They came out as this. They are fused together. This is how it came out from the manufacturer. Assuming that this is how it came out. Is this one?
Yes. Yeah, so if they are fused together, it is one unit.
If you break them apart, I break this now, two. Now when I break this, now it's broken. Will you still call this one?
No, they are called 2 pieces.
Exactly. So the fact that this is one is assigned by the one that designed this.
If they come from the same thing, we sometimes call them 2 pieces of the same fabric or material.
Yes. So the fact that you've assigned this one is dependent on the one that designed it and decided this is going to be one. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
That's not it. That's not it.
Then.
That's not it.
I don't think there's anywhere else I can explain it to you.
Yeah. So like I was saying, right, there are some truths which we call them necessary truths.
Sorry?
And we are talking about necessary truths here, and when we are talking about necessity just implies these things cannot be otherwise, right? Yes, so that makes maths and logic and any other necessary truths that we know, the only genuine option, which means they can't be otherwise. So by this, can you then say that a law was prescribed to what is necessary?
Yes, for our reality, everything was described to be how it is. So it was a prescription. Please, host, can you just give me 2 minutes? I need to answer a call. Can you pause the Sam, please? Let me go and come back.
All right, striving. Okay, so if we've come to the understanding that there are just some necessary truths, right, which can't be otherwise. Okay, first of all, let's just establish that we've come to that agreement. Are you with me on that agreement?
So again, the difference is that you assume because what we now call things that are necessary have always to be the way they are right now. That's what we disagree. But the fact that they cannot be any other way within our reality, we agree on that. But I'm saying by their own nature, the one that put them in could have made them a different way. That's a distinction that you have to acknowledge before you move on.
Okay, so you see, the problem is you are assuming that everything was tuned by a tuner. Hence, this is where the famous fine-tuning, I call it fallacy, this is where it comes from, right? The fine-tuning fallacy, this is where it comes from. You people or believers assume that everything is fine-tuned, and fine-tuning presupposes a tuner, somebody with a mind who tunes something to be the way it is. Therefore, what you are saying is, there are other options which are genuine options, and you guys fail to demonstrate that. Like, for example, I just ask you, can mathematics and logic be otherwise? And you were struggling ever since to demonstrate to me how mathematics and logic would have been otherwise. I also ask you if irrationality
I think you're confused
option.
about what is happening here. We just should, we agreed. Hold on. I use linguistics. Then I use the example of the creator of a thing getting to decide what part of that thing is called one. I showed you those two instances that shows you that the fact that mathematical concepts do not predate a mind. A mind is the one that designated these things and we follow. The fact that one is one is because someone chose it. It didn't predate the mind, and it didn't have to be that.
Let me ask you this question, right? Are you saying, I'm repeating this question again, right? So, are you saying that illogic is a genuine option? This is just another way of asking the same question.
No, it's not the same. It's not in the realm of what we're talking about. We've already agreed on the dichotomy, the binary.
You know why? Wait, you know why I'm asking you that? Is because you are disagreeing to the fact that logic is not the only genuine option. So if it is not logic, then illogical things, right, or illogical existence should be a genuine option.
You are saying logic has to be one. I'm saying logic can be multiple. The logic can
be only one logic. There is only one logic.
No, there can be multiple logics.
There is only one logic. That is it.
Okay. Is gravity a mathematical formula? Is it a mathematical logic?
Gravity comes from mathematical necessity.
Can it be different?
No, it cannot be different.
Is there gravity? Supposing there's a gravity on Saturn, the planet Saturn, will it be the same as Earth?
No, it will not be the same as on Earth.
But isn't that one logic that is different in two instances?
Exactly. And do you know why? Do you know why?
Yeah, it's a different circumstance and reality.
Hold on. We know gravity is per mass. What is the mass of Earth compared to the mass of the other planet we are talking about, Jupiter? They have different masses, right? So let me ask you, when you have, let's say, the gravity of, let's say, a molecule of water compared to the gravity of two molecules of water, are they going to be the same?
The gravity of one molecule of water and two molecules of water?
Are they going to be the same, or they will have different values? Do the values not add up?
The gravity is the same.
So it's not the same?
The gravity of one molecule of water and the two molecules of water?
It's not the same.
Do you say gravity or atom?
I'm talking about the gravitational pull, the gravitational effect.
It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up.
Okay, so if it doesn't add up...
the same 10 ms squared of gravity. It doesn't add up.
Wait. If it doesn't add up, why does the moon have a different gravitational?
Because it's a different structure and it's different distance.
Not that it's a different structure. It has a different mass compared to Earth.
Yeah, but everything in the moon will have the same. So one drop of water and two drops of water are not big enough for them to have different gravitational fields.
Striving. Striving. Does the moon and Earth have the same mass value?
No, they don't.
They don't. That is
But
why
that
they
does
don't
not
have.
now mean that
That is why
one
they don't
drop
have
of
the same
water.
gravitational value.
Hold on. That does not mean that one
hold
drop
on.
of
Hold on.
water
I
will
think-
have a different
host,
gravitational value than 2 drops. You have not reached that
Host.
level of mass for you to have a different. There's
Just
a
hold on.
critical
I
mass you have
want
to
a
reach in order
neutral
to generate a
person.
different gravity.
Just Striving. I want a neutral person to just clarify this. I don't want us to go on this gravitating for long. Host, please
Okay.
just quickly check something for me from any AI model right now. That does gravity increase with increase in mass?
Did you study physics?
So I did study physics. I did.
What did you study in university?
No, I didn't study physics in university. I mean, I have the foundation for all.
Did you study? Was it a science course or is it an art course?
The answer is yes, but it depends on
Exactly.
if you're
no,
asking
go on.
whether the gravitational force between two objects increases as their mass increase, then yes. According to Newton's law of gravitation, if one object's mass increases, the gravitational force increases. If both objects' mass increase, the gravitational force increases even more. If the distance between them increases, the gravitational force decreases.
Thank you very much.
Can you ask it, please? Hold on, just hold on. Can you ask it on Earth, within the gravitational force of Earth, will the gravity on one bucket be different from the gravity on 2 buckets? Or on a bucket double its size? Can you ask it that?
That should I ask you, will it do anything about bucket in the Quran? I don't understand slide now.
I'm saying
What
on
does
Earth,
Quran?
one bucket on Earth, will it have a different gravity than 2 buckets on Earth? That's what we are questioning now. I agree that
One bucket
on Earth,
slide, take it please take it easy, step by step.
will one
Start
bucket
again.
on Earth, will one bucket,
on Earth.
have a different
Okay.
gravity than 2 buckets on Earth?
Okay, one bucket on Earth have a different gravity than 2 buckets on Earth, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. ChatGPT is asking me to say, is asking who asked that question.
I don't understand who asked the question.
That is as a guy, I find out from the person that who asked this question. I asked the person, what is your real name? Okay, that one a joke. Okay.
If I can't slap your AI,
If both buckets are on Earth, then yes, 2 buckets have more gravitational attraction than 1 bucket. But the difference is so tiny that you cannot notice it. That's why a 1 bucket mass attracts other objects with a certain gravitational force. 2 buckets, twice the mass, have about twice the gravitational attraction of 1 bucket, assuming they are at the same distance. However, compared with the Earth's mass, the bucket's gravity is negligible. The gravity you feel is almost entirely due to the Earth, not the bucket. So 2 buckets have that.
So they have the same 10 ms squared. It doesn't change. That's why the gravity of the bucket, the mass, that's why the gravity on Earth is a constant. It's not a changing value.
No, Striving. You are conflating 2 different things here. Let me show you what.
Hold on. Hold on. Please just hold on.
Wait,
when we are doing physics, hold on. Let me just ask you this question,
here.
please. Just one question.
Striving. You are conflating 2 different things here.
Just listen first. Listen. When you were doing, when you were doing physics, the value you use in calculating gravity, mg, when you were doing calculations with gravity, was it a fixed number or was it different?
Okay, so let me explain to you what you are conflating.
Was it a fixed number or was it different?
It will answer your question.
Was it fixed or different?
Yeah, it's fixed.
Was it fixed?
It's fixed. So then what are you talking about? It's fixed for moon. On Earth is 10 meters per second square. On moon, I've forgotten the value. So what I'm saying to you is this. Gravity increases per mass, right? The gravitational pull for Earth, the value for the gravitational pull is different compared to the gravitational pull on Mars. That is what I'm
That's the point I made. That was my point. That was my point.
Exactly. So hold on. What I'm saying
But you are the one that said that the gravity of one drop of water is different from the gravity of 2 drops of water. That was your point, not mine.
It is different. The host just read it to you that the larger the mass, the more gravity. He just read from what you asked the host to read. He just read that the gravity of the 2 buckets were combined is about twice the gravity of 1 bucket. So that means the value of gravity increases by mass. That is why I made that water analogy to you by saying that the gravity of one water molecule is different from the value of 2 molecules of water. That is what I've been saying.
So are you telling me during your physics, I'm coming. Are you telling me during your physics calculation, the value you use for gravity for 2 drops of water is different from the one you use for 1 drop of water?
No, I use the same value because they are the same molecule, right?
So
but then when combined, it is different when they are combined.
So you have 2 drops of water and 1 drop.
So
You've already combined 2 drops.
Can we move on from
here? If you're using 1 gravitational value, how is it now different?
This thing is a simple comprehension. I don't know why you are
maybe let's remember the point you were trying to make is whether logic is one or it can be different.
Yes.
What you define as 1 day is 1 day different, the same everywhere?
Okay, so that's just what we are talking about here.
Yeah,
we are not talking about this.
The value is 1 day the same everywhere.
We are talking about logic. It has nothing.
Yes, logically 1 day has 24 hours. No, is that not logical principle?
That is not a logical principle. That's
you are telling me 1 day on Earth cannot be 24 hours. It's possible for 1 day not to be 24 hours.
That's a human assignment. I can equally equate 1 day to 48 hours. It's just by reducing how quickly the second hand ticks.
And now you've understood what I'm telling you about everything. Now, what you just did with that 1 day, you can do it with everything else.
No, that's not it. I'm not talking about how you time something. I'm talking about mathematical truth. How 1 + 1 = 2 cannot be otherwise. That is all I'm saying. How logic cannot be otherwise. If you are saying any of these things can be otherwise, then you are saying that irrationality is a genuine option. And I'm trying to tell you that it isn't so. If it isn't so, then it wasn't tuned. If nothing is tuned,
what I'm then just understand the same way you just agreed that day was an assigned value with 24 hours is the same thing that some mind assigned 1
with
for a unit object
and logical truth. Striving.
If you can't understand these basics logical principles, I don't know where else it is.
It's just a term. It's just a term we assign to something. It's just a term. We assign the term day, for example, to when there is light in the sky, and we assign the term night to when there is darkness. What has this got to do with logic?
It was a mind that decided that this is 1 hanger. It's the same way that same mind is a mind that decided what 1 is. And it could have been
so let me
different.
ask you this question. Then I think our time is up. Let me ask you, by what principle did a mind bring about logic or mathematical truth?
By what principle? I don't know. What do you mean by what principle?
Oh, so you see how you are stuck, because
what do you mean by the statement? It's a statement that doesn't have a meaning. It doesn't have a meaning.
Something, it has a meaning.
What does it mean?
It has a meaning.
What does it mean?
Okay, for something to bring about something is procedural. You go through a process in order to do that, right? During that process, what do you adhere to?
What's the logical requirement for that? That you have to go through a process to create ex nihilo?
No, I'm not even talking about ex nihilo here. I'm talking about how you say, hold on, I'm talking about how you say we bring about logic. Or how you say we bring about mathematical truth.
You said
that is what I'm asking you. By what principle
if you are bringing logical
bring about mathematical truth or logical truth?
Sorry?
Striving Muslim. Yeah, you are saying we brought about logic and mathematical truth. So I'm asking you, by what principle did we come about logical truth and mathematical truth? Did we still use logic and maths?
For us, the way we've come about our logic and explaining our world is by observing what is already in existence. We do not create. We only observe
it by what? By logic. We observe it by logic.
We assign values
so you are
to the things that we see.
You are being secular. You get the whole
Listen
point.
to what
You
I'm
are
saying.
being
I'm
secular.
saying
You are presupposing logic.
Are you listening
your
or are you just
premises.
talking? Are you listening? I'm saying the
Striving,
way
I'm
we
done.
experience
Most I'm
things
done.
is that we assign values to the things we experience. We don't bring things into existence.